there?
Yeah, I'm here. What would you like?
And Lawrence, you there?
Yep, I was here too.
And Aaron?
Hello, hello.
All right. Vikram, we have to ask you something, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
We've been noticing something about you, and we really need to ask this from you just to make sure everything's all right. All right. So
hmm
we've been hearing that you had some sleeping problems. You want to tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. I don't get sleep at night, and I'm usually up till 1. If I can't sleep, I usually start reading or using electronics, and then I usually end up waking up very late into the day, and that basically wastes half my day.
All right. And do you like why are you finding yourself sleeping so late and waking up so early?
I don't know. Stress, maybe, I guess. Other than stress, yeah, I honestly have no clue. Probably because I wake up late and then I can't sleep at night because I woke up so late,
Hmm.
and it just ruins my schedule overall.
I mean,
Oh,
there's one like overarching question I think that needs to be asked. Do you feel tired when you want to be awake?
Sometimes, on regular school days when I have to be awake at like 8, I feel very tired, especially because I can't get sleep at night. Yeah, I guess I do feel tired a lot when I'm supposed to be awake, and it does impact a lot of the stuff I do.
Mhm. Right. So that's basically the only thing that matters, right? You can have really weird sleep schedules, and that's perfectly fine as long as you're feeling okay. But since you said yourself that it's kind of impacting your life, we should look into shifting that sleep around a little.
yeah, and that's not good. So as your friends, we're gonna tell you a little bit about what you can do to get some better sleep. We can see so that you're a little bit more awake. So first, Vikram, do you understand like why sleep is important in general? I know that sounds like a dumb question, but I think it's really important.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is because your brain needs to, get rest in order to function properly.
Yeah, and you're right. And like as Aaron was building over it with like sometimes you want to be like you're falling asleep even when you want to be awake. Um, you're right. So first of all, sleep does help you with memory. You got that one right. It helps you with long term memory, which is called procedural memory, and it helps you with declarative memory, which is also good for remembering facts. So any history facts that you're probably really interested in, you'll be able to memorize that. You're right. It improves focus. Something you might not know, Vikram, is that it improves metabolism. All right. As essentially without sleep, it will mess up your physiological functions of the body. So your physiological functions are essentially think of all your normal body functions. Your temperature, your immune system, all that stuff runs on a physiological clock, which I think we'll go on later when Lawrence talks about what he thinks. But yeah, and essentially what happens is that in the fancy terms, your neuroendocrine and your thermal functions of your body go in all whack. So essentially, these two very important chemicals and hormones needed by your body to regulate your normal pathological function is messed up. Um, Additionally, Vikram, it also helps. You mentioned stress, right? And
Yeah.
as you might know, stress increases your heart rate and your blood pressure and puts a lot
Yeah.
of strain in your heart, right?
hmm
So essentially, but with sleep though, it relaxes your heart. It gives your heart a break, right? So if you're stressing for so long in the day for things like school, I bet you're very stressed out from school, right, Vic?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's the main reason why I don't sleep much. It's because of the stress from school and because I'm always working, or because I haven't been working for a while and realize I have a debt.
yeah. And do you think it's affecting your mental health?
Probably because sometimes I feel drowsy. I don't feel like interacting much with people.
Okay, and I'd like to ask another thing. How about like using devices? Do you use like any mobile devices before you go to bed?
Oh yeah, 100%. I do. I keep scrolling through my phone or reading something on my phone before sleeping.
Yeah, Vikram, I think I know the reason why you haven't been sleeping much is that it's like what you said about being that like your phone is the main reason why you can't sleep, or and that you have this pent up stress. And I think it's called it's blue light. I'm not sure if you heard about it before, but essentially all LED screens like TVs, monitors, or mobile phones emit blue light, And the reason for it being harmful is because that affects your biological clock. So the way your brain registers what you're seeing is through your eye retinas by absorbing the light. So essentially, when your brain registers blue light, your brain secretes a hormone called melatonin, also known as sleep hormone, which, again, sleep hormone makes you feel tired, and having a higher dose of melatonin makes you feel even more tired, and having less dose of melatonin means it will reduce your tiredness and increase the energetic feeling. So melatonin is used to signal your body's biological clock. So essentially, your body associates with lots of blue light, meaning it's daytime, which produces less melatonin, and having less blue light signifies nighttime and having more melatonin. So because when you stare at your phone for hours, especially during the night, your phone emits a bunch of blue light, causing your brain to think that it's still daytime, which like I said before, produces less melatonin, meaning that you feel less tired and have this more energetic feeling. So which this makes it extremely hard for you to sleep, because you still have this energetic feeling from what you experienced before with staring at your phone for hours on end, which disrupts your sleeping habits and causing you to feel more tired in the morning. So these disruptions in your biological clock can also lead to reduced quality of sleep, increased health problems, obesity, and cancer, and for even extreme cases, and even depression.
Oh, I see. Uh,
Yep.
that explains a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vikram, I remember you mentioned that you like fall asleep at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I usually end up falling asleep at like 1 on good days. I think the day before yesterday, I slept at like 3 a.m. because stress for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, honestly, uh, there's a lot to be said about sleep schedules. Um, really, the important bits are that you try to maintain consistency. And when I mean maintain consistency, I mean maintain the same schedule for upwards of 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah, I guess.
Because if you switch around your schedule often, it really messes up with your hormones and really messes with how your sleep works.
Mhm.
And I mentioned earlier that how you sleep doesn't matter until it becomes a problem. But since it's a problem, generic advice usually works pretty well. So you want to be falling asleep anywhere from 9:30 to 11:30 at night, and waking up from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. That's a normal schedule. That's like typical sleep.
I should also add to Aaron's point. I think you should also like me leave like 40 to 60 a minute break period from using any electronic devices. So that way, like you don't instantly feel. So that way you just reduce like tiredness and just having healthier sleep to keep a consistent habit. So that.
Mhm.
I recommend just doing a couple things to try to improve your sleep, and don't worry about it too much, right? I think a lot of people understand that sleep is a very important part in our lives now, which is great. We have more awareness about it, but a lot of people are also stressing out way too much about sleep. Your body is very resilient. If you do most things right most of the time, you'll be fine.
I have to ask you one more thing. All right. This is gonna sound completely random, right? By any chance, do you drink coffee or chai before then?
Yeah, I do quite a bit.
And that's because of adenosine, which is essentially the hormone that blocks your irregular heart rhythm. So, as you just described, if you don't drink coffee, it's gonna block that, and that's gonna make you have mood disturbances, headaches. Yeah. So, if you do plan on taking it, to study or grind homework, remember just to do it like 6 hours before sleeping. So then to be safe, and only limited to like 300 to 400 milligrams per day of caffeine. Aaron and Lawrence, you want to say anything to wrap it up?
Yeah. So I think. So to take away from this, I think is just have a consistent sleep schedule. I think. Um, is do the things that you need to do to help you get like a better sleep quality overall, like healthier, just help you have a healthier mind overall, and just always take breaks once in a while from using electronic devices. And also don't think that using night shift, like the night shift for your phone, will help you out. It really doesn't help you that much.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess.
like in terms of the effects, it's basically the same as if you're just using your device normally.
Okay.
That's I always like to add that.
Yeah, thanks for that as well. I'll keep that in mind.
So, do you think these tips have helped you at all? At understanding a little bit more about sleep.
Yeah, it has quite a bit. Yeah, thanks for all the advice.